But the real prize for the Allies was a heavily fortified Japanese base at Chuuk.
From Kwajalein in mid-March, 7th Air Force bombers began a series of strikes against that enemy stronghold. In a single month in early 1944, U.S. Air Force planes dropped a total of 1,813 tons of bombs on trucks.
At the crack of dawn, we were awakened by the sounds of explosions. Everyone ran outside, even me as a little kid. We were all stunned as we looked up in the sky and it turned red and sparkled with explosions. Some people realized these were bomb bursts and told us to run for cover. Then we started running to the trees and hid ourselves.
But everyone soon learned what an air raid meant.
My mother was scared of the sound of an airplane. If she heard a plane coming, she would immediately wake us up with a slap and yell, "Get out of here!" We scrambled around looking for mango trees or any kind of tree nearby so we could hide under it. We were never really sure if we would be safe or not.
One of the main targets of U.S. planes were the ships at anchor in the lagoon.
There were about 30 Japanese ships moored around the islands. More than 30 U.S. planes started racing towards the ships, attacking them, seeing who could hit them first. I looked around and all the ships were sinking, and the ocean turned black from the oil of the ships. At that moment, I was scared and shaking. I started praying to God, "Lord, please have mercy. Put your hands over me so I can hide under them." I was thinking of my family at that moment, and I started crying. I was asking the Lord to take care of me, because I thought I would never see my family again.
The attacks were highly successful. In less than 4 months, once mighty truck was to become virtually useless to the enemy. The enemy's stronghold was reduced to a mere shell.
All hands, now hear this. The objective of this task force is the Palau Islands. By occupying these islands, we will complete the sealing off of the important Jap strongholds to the east.
The amphibious force which moved northwestward through the far Pacific was to strike at the base of the Palau chain, Peleliu and Angaur. On September 15, 1944, the assault was begun on Peleliu Island. Before the assault troops stormed ashore on Peleliu, the last pre-invasion airstrikes were made.
I was in our village, and then we went swimming, and we saw all this plane. We couldn't see the sky. So we were saying, oh, look at all this. And we were jumping. And so some are coming, and we wave, jumping. But then after we realized it seems the land is moving. But we're still enjoying because we never knew what is war. But then very soon we start to move toward the mountains because already the Americans, they were shooting everywhere.
In the Peleliu invasion, the landing craft rendezvoused before making the coordinated move toward the beaches. In the face of withering enemy fire, they pushed ahead. Casualties on the beaches were heavy.
The Japanese soldiers were well dug in, and the fighting on Peleliu continued for months. For many of the soldiers hidden away in caves, starvation was a greater threat than attacking Americans.
Yeah, they were very in bad shape. They eat snakes, they eat lizard, they eat rats. Whatever they find, they eat.
Finally, after 74 days of battle, the islands were declared secure.
In taking two key islands in the Palaus, the Stars and Stripes flew over the most westerly of the Caroline Islands after a campaign which ranked with the most bitterly fought of the war in the Pacific.